Excuse me.
What do you want now?
Which hospital was Marquet taken to?
The Hagenmeyer Clinic. In the Avenue des Hérissons.
Why was Marquet known as the Mole of Montmartre?
Because he lived in Montmartre, I suppose.
Yeah, but why the mole?
I don't know. Maybe he ruined people's lawns.
What are you going to do about Flap and Guido, Sergeant?
I'm going to bust them, monsieur. For years I have been hoping to pin something on that pair. Now's my chance. I'll show them. And the inspector.
Thanks, Sergeant. Thanks for taking me seriously.
I'm only doing my duty, monsieur.
See you later, Sergeant.
I don't want to ask for him again, because I know I talked to him about everything. Was it about that guy at the hospital? Who is that guy anyway? I don't remember how he's even relevant. Oh, the hospital's on my map. Or the hospital. The heck?
old building managed to retain some of its original grandeur, but the modern additions look like a baseball cap on a statue of a medieval saint.
Who is this guy? Where am I?
Hi, my name's George Stobbart.
Pleased to meet you, sir.
Call me George if you like.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that's my name.
My name's Benoit, but everyone calls me Bunny.
Bunny?
That's right. I used to have this cute habit when I was a kid.
Keep it to yourself, Benoit.
George.
Do you know anything about a patient named Marquet?
No, sir, I don't know much about any of the patients.
I've never met a doctor who admits that he's only human.
I'm only a trainee, sir. I'm sure I'll get the hang of things.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, monsieur. I've never seen him before.
See you later.
Right.
Oh, there we go. I was waiting for him to move.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
Is this the Hagenmeyer Clinic?
That's correct.
I thought I was in a garden center.
Oh, the plans. They were my idea. A little greenery to evoke the spirit of nature. How may I help you?
I'm here to see Jacques Marquet.
Oh, yes. Are you related to our client, sir?
So say yes or no.
No, I'm conducting a private investigation.
Then I can't help you.
So, do I get to see Marquet before the funeral?
That attitude will get you nowhere. My instructions were quite clear. No one gets to see Marquet. So unless you can prove you're a relative or a close acquaintance, you're wasting your time here.
Oh, no.
Has Marquet had a visit from a pair of gangsters?
I should hope not. Can you describe them?
A thin guy who looks like a weasel and his friend, the gorilla.
Sounds as if they escaped from a zoo.
Has Marquet been visited by a man in a clown costume?
Oh, no.
You haven't seen a man in disguise?
Well, there's Theodore the bear. He comes every Thursday to entertain the children. Personally, I think he scares them half to death in that crummy old bear suit. If I was stuck on my back with tubes in every orifice, he's the last person I'd want to see.
What's that background noise that we're hearing from this game?
Look at this ID pass.
So you're Merlin. Marquet's been asking for you.
For me?
Yes. He was shouting your name when they brought him in here. Now, let me see. He's on Ward B12, as I recall. Oh, he's being transferred to... Oh, dear. He's on Ward J2. That's... Nurse Grendel's ward.
Oh, no, Nurse Grendel.
What's so bad about Nurse Grendel?
She runs that ward like a South American prison.
Keeping a well-disciplined ward isn't a crime, is it?
Well disciplined. In the discipline and punishment stakes, she'd whip the butt off the Marquis de Sade. Everything, I mean everything, is done to a strict routine. 6 o'clock alarm call, 6:10 bowel movements, and woe betide anyone who doesn't have a result. Those patients of hers are like Pavlova's dogs.
She sounds like a real nightmare.
And then some.
If Nurse Grendel is that bad, how come the authorities tolerate her?
She's like part of the furniture.
Oh, you mean she's been here a long time?
No, I mean there's not a man in this clinic who hasn't sprawled out on her.
I was beginning to get the picture. This woman was jealous, with a big green capital J. How do I find Nurse Grendel's ward?
Down the corridor on the left, turn right at the senior consultant's washroom. Right again at the executive coffee lounge. Bear left past the administrator's sauna. And turn left at the end. That's J2. And good luck.
Oh no. Are we gonna do a maze?
Have you seen this man here at the clinic?
No, sir. And I never forget a face.
She never forgets a face. So, she'll never forget ours.
Thanks for your help, ma'am.
You're welcome.
I gotta remember to exhaust all dialogue options. I need to remember that. I wouldn't have been stuck if we would have exhausted all dialogue options. I think I spelled hospital wrong. So, but that's fine, whatever. Who's this guy?
Hi, my name's George Stobbart.
Really? If you wish to make an appointment, see the receptionist.
Thanks for your help.
So I'm supposed to go this way? Where am I supposed to go? This way? This way? Where am I supposed to go? I forget. This way. Let's go this way.
As I turned the corner, I saw the source of the hellish noise which echoed through the corridors. It was an industrial polishing machine with an odd-looking guy in tow.
Oh no, we actually have to follow the instructions. Oh no, that's not good. It's like a maze, but we're given the directions. Wait, what's this? What's this? It's a thing.
As I tugged the plug out of the socket, the polishing machine coughed, spluttered, and died.
Mr. Shiny, what's wrong, pal?
I know, right? Reading the manual.
Maybe the face of the unaccountably happy domestic had made me unduly suspicious. I mean, I knew it was only my imagination, but the water tasted, well, peculiar.
Oh my god. I need to ask for directions again. And this time I'll write them down, I guess.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir?
I need directions. Oh no, she's not gonna give me directions again.
Look at this ID pass.
Oh, I'll do that.
Yes, dear, you showed me already.
Oh, I need directions. Give me directions. Ah, no.
Thanks
wait.
for your help, ma'am.
We don't
You're
have a
welcome.
log in this game, do we? I don't think so. That would be convenient. No, we don't. Let's go this way instead. Well, I have to boo the game for not allowing me to repeat repeat things. All right. Well, that's obviously not the way. So apparently, it's just more like if we miss it, then we just come back to where we were. Okay. This is like the only way we haven't gone. Hey, that was not bad at all, actually.
I am smart. S-M-R-T. I mean
Oui, monsieur.
S-M-A-R-T.
Is this Ward J2?
It is, but you're not supposed to be here. We have strict rules about visiting hours.
Can't you make an exception? I've come all the way from California.
You must speak to the doctor.
I can't wait that long. What if he snuffs it?
You can't talk like that here. This is a hospital. You will have to leave.
Yeah, I am SMRT.
Do you have a patient named Marquet on this ward?
Oui, monsieur. He is in the private room at the end of the ward. He has been placed in strict isolation.
You can tell me how my brother is, can't you?
Of course, monsieur. What is his name?
Jacques Marquet.
Let me see. He's satisfactory.
I was told he was dying.
Well, he is, but the doctor described his condition as satisfactory. That's quite an improvement on yesterday.
He is dying, but his improvement is satisfactory. I don't know if I agree with that assessment. Let's click it again.
Do you know who paid for Marquet's room?
No, of course I don't.
Preferential treatment like that must cost an arm and a leg.
That's not my concern, monsieur.
Do you have any clowns on the ward?
Why, yes, we do. A professional clown.
I'll bet he lightens the place up.
Hardly. Monsieur Boissy has been in a coma for the last 3 months.
What?
What's wrong with Boissy?
He was involved in a very nasty accident. A silly stunt involving a unicycle. His current condition is due to post-traumatic shock. It's unlikely he'll ever perform as a clown again.
It's an ill wind that blows nobody any good. Would you like to shake hands with me?
Well,
No, it's okay. Forget it. I didn't really want to use it on her anyway.
You didn't say no!
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
no, I don't.
Do you recognize this red nose?
Oh dear. I don't think he'll be needing that again.
Who?
Monsieur Boissy, the comatose clown.
Do you know Merlin of Gruber Electronics?
No, I don't.
Does this mean anything to you?
The Club Alamut? I've never heard of it.
Thank you, nurse.
You may come back at visiting time, monsieur.
Thanks. When is that?
The second Tuesday of each month.
Damn it. The heck? Didn't work. What do we need to do? How do we get her to let me in? Huh? How do we get let in? What's this? There must be something here involving that.
Hey now, you can't go in there.
How come?
I'm responsible for the contents of that cupboard.
Oh, well. Now we figured it out. We want to get in there. I don't know what's in there, but we want to get in there.
As I tugged the plug out of the socket,
Not again. This is not a good day.
Does anybody feel like he's going the long way? I go in the closet. Aha! We're gonna pretend to be a doctor.
Dr. Stobbart at your service.
We're gonna pretend to be a doctor because we got a lab coat, and that means we're a doctor. It's official. We're now a doctor. You want to know how a cheap way to be a doctor? Get a lab coat.
Good afternoon, doctor.
Oh, hi. Is this Ward J2?
Yes, sir. The patients are ready for your inspection, doctor.
Thank you, nurse. Well, who's first?
Monsieur Croquet in bed 2.
What's his problem?
He's been complaining of loss of consciousness. You'll need this, doctor.
Uh-oh.
She gave me a long, narrow metal box
to subscribe to your
and a
newsletter.
stunning smile.
Thank you
Thanks.
for the follow. I'll just
Hi,
pretend.
I'm Dr. Stobbart.
Hello, Doctor.
The nurse told me you keep losing consciousness.
That's right. I've had the problem as long as I can remember. It's a real out-of-body experience. Like death, but not so conclusive.
I see. How long does it last?
Just a fraction of a second, and then I recover.
I might not have been a doctor, but I was formulating a diagnosis all the same. This guy was nuts. I know exactly what you mean. It's known in the medical field as blinking.
Is it serious?
Playing Broken
Of
Sword
course it
2?
isn't serious.
Nice.
It's perfectly natural.
But just think, 2 seconds every minute. Why, that's almost half an hour every day. 2 weeks out of every year spent in total darkness.
I don't have time to listen to this baloney.
This is your favorite? I've never played the series at all. This is my first playthrough ever, so I mean, I play a lot of adventure games. I'm trying to beat every single graphical PC adventure game ever made. So, you know, we only have 4,621. I mean, how hard could that be?
Which bed is Marquet in?
He's round the corner, in solitary.
What's the matter with him?
I don't know, but the men who brought him in were wearing masks and rubber gloves. Hey, you're a doctor. How come you don't know?
We doctors don't know everything.
Then how come you act like you do?
Has Marquet had any visitors?
Nah, neither have I. That's the worst thing about being in hospital. You feel like the rest of the world has abandoned you.
Well, you know how it is. Life goes on.
Thanks for those comforting words.
What's this?
Do you know what this piece of equipment is called?
No, I don't.
Well, goodbye and good luck.
Thanks, Doc.
Hello again. Do you know what this piece of equipment is called?
No, I don't.
The graph showed a steady decline in his pulse rate. and an increase in his blood pressure. It kind of shook me to see this guy's life reduced to a few jagged lines.
Could you take a look at the client in bed number 3 now? His name is Eric Sopmarsh.
What's his problem?
He's delirious. He just now came out of theater. He's recovering from major surgery.
I'll have him up and about before you can say, Lazarus, get out of your bed and walk. Hello? Anybody home?
Who are you?
My name is Dr. Stobbart, and I'm here to steer you down the rocky road to recovery.
Dr. Monroe said there was no cure for what I've got.
Your problem is you stayed in bed too long.
Are you sure you're a qualified doctor?
You better believe it.
You better believe it.
What's your impression of Nurse Grendel?
She's a very efficient young woman.
Efficient? You make her sound like a vacuum cleaner.
I've no complaints.
The woman in reception described Nurse Grendel as a monster.
Well, that's simply not true. She's quite strict, but that's her job, isn't it? You've got to have discipline in a place like this.
What can you tell me about Marquet?
He's the man in the private room, isn't he? That room was mine before I was tossed out like a common squatter.
Do you know what's wrong with Marquet?
They won't even say what's wrong with me. Tell me, Doctor.
I have played the Blackwell
opinion?
series.
It's too early to say.
But I've been here for 3 months.
I'm going to take your blood pressure.
Why?
I'm a doctor. It's my job. I'm going to take your blood...
Why?
I'm a doctor. It's my job.
I thought him shake my hand.
I thought about giving him an electric shock, but I just couldn't do that to a sick guy.
Oh, Boo Earns.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, Doctor. Who is it?
A cold-blooded killer.
Really? He's a dead ringer for my bank manager. Of course, Mr. Soames hasn't got a scar, and he doesn't come from the Middle East. His hair's a lot grayer, too. Otherwise, it's just like him.
Remarkable. See you later.
Let's check his chart. We should probably check the chart first. It's probably a good idea. Check the chart
His temperature
first.
was normal, with little fluctuation either way.
Doctor?
What is it now, nurse?
Number 2 again. He won't tell me what he wants. He says he'll only talk to a man.
Do I have to? That guy's nuts.
Doctor, I'm surprised at you. There's no way to talk about our clients.
Okay, I'll see him. But I'm telling you, he's a hypochondriac.
I feel
Hello
like
again.
they remade this hospital. Like this wasn't always a hospital, or maybe it was always a hospital. But it's like, what do you want?
Do you know what this piece of equipment is called?
No, I don't.
I thought about giving him but I just couldn't. Have you ever heard of the Club Alamut?
Nah, I haven't.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Nah, Doctor. Who is it?
A cold-blooded killer.
One of your colleagues?
No, he really is a murderer.
I've never seen him before.
Do you recognize this red nose?
Nah, I don't.
Why did he want to talk to me?
Well, goodbye and good luck.
Thanks, Doc.
Okay.
What is this device?
It's for taking the patient's blood pressure, Doctor.
Yeah. If she doesn't realize I'm not a doctor now, then I don't think she ever will.
Thank you, nurse.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Just saying.
Doctor,
What is it?
you haven't taken my blood pressure.
Uh-oh.
Seems fine to me.
You're not doing it right.
Of course I am.
No, you're not. Dr. Monroe never did it like that.
I can't take a satisfactory reading while you're excited like this. I'll come back later.
Yeah, I'll come back later. We'll do Simpsons trivia. You jerk.
Oh, Doctor,
What now?
you didn't finish taking my blood pressure.
I did! I did it! This guy is,
Okay, let's try again.
You don't have the first idea what you're doing, do you?
I'll come back when you've recovered your manners.
I think I could take some of these blood pressure. Is he gonna make us do it again?
You haven't finished taking my blood pressure.
Oh my god. I had to think about it.
Quiet? You're disturbing the other patients.
I'll keep quiet when you've taken my blood pressure properly.
I have to see Jacques Marquet first.
How come he gets preferential treatment? It's because he's got money, isn't it?
It's not like that. I'll come back when you've dealt with that chip on your shoulder.
Am I at... Is he still gonna weigh me down?
You haven't
Dude!
finished taking my blood pressure.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it, man! I'm getting tired of your shenanigans.
Will you keep quiet? You're disturbing the other patients. Pardon me, nurse.
Oui, monsieur?
Do you want this,
Device for measuring blood pressure?
Yeah, do you want it back?
No, thank you.
What is the name of it? Does it have a name? Blood pressure measure? What do we need to do? Let's look at this chart. What does this chart say?
The
I
poor guy's
started it.
temperature had been up and down like a white knuckle ride. No wonder he looked so sick.
Maybe you can find that trainee and give it to him. You know, the trainee dude. Let's give it to that guy. And say, hey, you need to go take some blood pressure of people. It's my only guess right now. Hey, you want this?
Hey, Benoit!
There's no need to shout. What do you want?
What do you know about this piece of equipment?
It's a device for measuring blood pressure.
Okay. Cool.
Hey, Benoit!
Yes, sir?
I don't have a blood pressure machine. Or I might do that. I don't have one.
Shake my hand, Benoit.
I don't think that's a good idea, sir.
How come?
Dermatitis.
I don't have dermatitis.
I do.
What do you know about this piece of equipment?
It's a device for measuring blood pressure.
Do you know the nurse on Ward J2?
No, monsieur. This is my first day here. I can't wait to get my hands dirty. I was talking about treating my first patient, of course. I didn't mean I'd get my hands dirty with a nurse.
Okay.
See you later.
Right.
See if this guy says anything. Now that we're dressed differently.
Excuse me, sir.
You must be the new boy.
Yeah, I must be.
Well, stop wandering about and make yourself useful. Bernie, come here, boy.
Ah.
This is Benoit, my nephew. Can I trust you to look after him?
Do your own babysitting,
Aha.
Tramps. Who do you think you are, anyhow?
I am Felix Hagenmeyer.
And may I say what an honor it is to meet you in person, sir. You are on my medical wall of fame. Right up there with Pasteur and Leary. I look on it as a privilege, no, an honor, to look after your nephew, sir.
He is fresh out of medical school. It will open his eyes to see a real doctor on the job.
I'll bet.
Show him around. Let him see some real suffering.
Okay.
Look what Nurse Grendel gave me, sir.
Ah, yes, very good. I'm glad to see you're carrying it with you. It reassures the public to see the medical profession using traditional archaic tools.
So long, Hagenmeyer.
So is he gonna follow us now? Oh, he's following us. We can get him to do it for us. Now, I'll betcha. Now he'll do it for us. Oh, we didn't even have to go through that middle spot. Okay. Hey. No.
Thank you, nurse.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Hey, Benoit.
There's no need to shout. What do you want?
Here, take this pressure gauge.
Thank you, sir. What do you want me to do with it?
Well, keep it safe until I think of something. Hey, Benoit.
Yes, sir.
Are you ready with that pressure gauge?
Primed and ready to pump, sir. What do you want me to do with it?
Use it on Eric Sopmarsh.
Okay.
Oh, I can go.
I'm Dr. Stobbart.
Bonjour, docteur.
Have you heard of a guy called Marquet?
He's in quarantine, doc, right behind this here door.
Marquet is just the man I wanted to see.
I wouldn't go in there if I was you. He has anthrax.
What?
I have to visit my patient.
What for?
Routine. I have to check he's still breathing.
What if he's not?
I'll sign the certificate and register his bed as vacant.
That's a cold and distant attitude to death.
Well, I've been institutionalized to the point of godlike aloofness.
The white coat suits you.
Thanks.
God-like aloofness. Okay.
Have you seen any suspicious characters on the ward?
Yeah, I have.
A gorilla and a weasel?
No, this was a tatty old bear.
How is the bear acting suspiciously?
Well, he was wearing a homburg.
Is that against the law?
No, but it's pretty weird for a bear.
Don't you think it's possible that the bear was a man in disguise?
Well, obviously, I'm not completely stupid. But who would go to the bother of disguising himself as a bear? It's not as if he'd blend in with the surroundings. I checked with base to see if any bears had been reported missing from the zoo or a traveling circus. They told me to sit tight until reinforcements arrive. I guess they're right. I'd be stupid to tackle a bear single-handed.
Okay.
Would you like to shake hands?
What for?
As a gesture of goodwill.
On reflection, no.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, I have never seen him before.
That's good. Alright.
Catch you later, officer.
Au revoir, Doc. If you see that bear, kick him in the nuts.
Okay, I shouldn't go in here, but I want to go in here anyway. Let's resave it as hospital too.
Rather you than me, pal.
See if I die.
Marquet?
Yes, I am Marquet. I've been expecting you.
You have?
Well, what are you waiting for? Get it over with.
I just want to know what I should do with the gem.
The Lahmar gem.
Yeah, right here in my pocket.
I thought you were one of the assassin.
Not me. I never inhaled.
So, you were sent in my place?
Yeah. You could hardly make the trip to Ireland in your condition. What should I do with the gem?
Deliver it to the Grandmaster. Quickly, tell him that I have found the tripod right here in Paris.
What, you have it?
Not yet, but it's being taken care of. I hired a couple of stooges with a flair for petty crime.
Would that be Flap and Guido by any chance?
You know them?
We've met. What about the Hashashin?
Is more likely to have followed Klausner. He'll stop at nothing to prevent the reforging of the sword.
And that's bad, is it?
As for Klausner, he is gone off to Syria on a wild goose chase.
They have geese in Syria?
He has a theory about the location of the...
That's enough excitement for one day, Monsieur Marquet. What are you doing here?
Talking to this patient, of course.
Monsieur Marquet is my patient. If Herr Hagenmeyer was to hear that...
Okay, I'm going. I'd learned all I could from Marquet anyhow.
Ah, there you are, sir. I was just coming to look for you. I finished with your pressure gauge.
Thanks, Bunny.
What's that noise? It sounds as if someone's having a cardiac arrest.
It's all right. The doctor's in there with him.
Are you sure he was a doctor?
Oui, monsieur. He showed me his ID. It was Dr. Braille.
There's no Dr. Braille working here.
He's an imposter! The door's locked. Help me, officer.
Oh no!
Stand back, monsieur.
Well, he's dead.
I found Jacques Marquet.
Did he talk?
I may have
Yeah,
gotten
he talked.
anthrax,
For the
but
very last time.
it's okay.
He's dead.
Yeah, killed in cold blood by a bogus doctor.
That's despicable. What kind of guy would pass himself off as a doctor and take advantage of a dying man? Was it Khan?
No, I don't know who he was, but it certainly wasn't Khan. He got away, out the window.
What's this? What's this?
Have you ever heard of the Hashiashin?
No.
Marquet said that they were his biggest enemy.
His biggest enemy was the bogus doctor.
Don't remind me. That guy was evil. He had wild, staring eyes like a dead fish. I'll never trust a doctor again.
Hey, Wasabi. In MRA.
Do you think the assassin was responsible for killing Marquet?
I don't think so. He could have finished him off the first time. Besides, Marquet would have recognized him.
He was pumped to the gills with sedatives. He wouldn't have recognized the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse unless they'd introduced themselves. Can you think of any use for this?
That's a thing for measuring blood
I
pressure.
stole the
isn't it?
blood pressure
What are
monitor.
you doing with that?
I picked it up in the hospital. It could be useful.
You ought to take it back. Don't you feel guilty?
No.
No.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
Alright, maybe I can go steal the tripod now. You think I can go steal
I
the
guess
tripod
I better
now?
go back and talk to that weirdo.
Which one? Rousseau or Sergeant Mou? Oh, were you referring to Andre?
I'll let you work it out.
Oh, okay. Well then, I was fine. I was fine then. The Hobbital is no longer relevant. Let's go to the museum, I guess. Is it getting darker? Is this like the day has gone by and now it's in the evening?
You have left it very late, monsieur.
Late for what?
Anything? I am closing the museum soon. You wouldn't like to get locked in. I can tell you. Not in this gallery.
Why not?
It is haunted, monsieur.
You don't believe in ghosts, surely.
Oh, yes, I do. 7 years ago, a lad managed to hide in here. He made a bet with his friends, I suppose. When I found him in the morning, he was cold as ice and stiff as a board.
Well, what was the cause of death?
They said it was a brain tumor. But on his face was a look of stark, desperate terror such as I have never seen before.
Scary.
Yeah. I would say so.
What can you tell me about the collection of pottery?
Those are remains of pots used by the original inhabitants of Paris. The Paris pot people.
When did they move out?
15,000 years ago, monsieur. Vanished in the mists of time. Didn't even have time to pack up their pots.
Yeah, there are.
I thought the original inhabitants of Paris were a tribe known as the Parisi.
That is right, monsieur. Renowned for their pots. You see, in those days, people didn't have much in the way of possessions. a few flints, some animal skins, maybe the odd bone or two. Naturally, when the Parisi came along with their pots, why, everybody wanted one.
I guess they must have caused a kind of consumer frenzy.
Ah oui, they conned the market, cleaned up.
You don't know the first thing about those pots, do you?
No, monsieur.
Thanks for your help.
Well, let's try this again. Now, I won't have to be in there for hours. Right?
It is closing time, Monsieur Lobineau.
Already, there just aren't enough hours in the day.
More than enough for me. I can't wait to get home and put my feet up.
Eh bien, see you tomorrow.
Good night, monsieur.
Hours pass. So I was stuck in there for hours anyway. It's those guys.
Hey, Guido! Look at this!
Quit fooling around, you moron! Get your ass over here and bring that flashlight. What the? Who's there?
Let's get out of here!
What just happened?
And when I woke up, I was at the police station. Luckily, I managed to persuade Rosso I was innocent.
Game is
Poor
jam-
Georges.
What a mess. I bungled the whole thing.
I don't think so. You made a pretty good job of distracting those two crooks.
Yeah, but the killer got away with the tripod.
No, he didn't. He's not the only one who can dress up in costume.
You mean... It
What?
was you who stole the tripod? Oh, hell, Nico. I could have been shot.
Those dogs are more likely to shoot their own feet.
I just wish you'd told me your plans. We're supposed to be in this together. And how come you dressed up like a pantomime cat?
Don't sulk, Georgie, please.
Oh, rats. And don't call me Georgie.
Oh, I really thought you'd be pleased. After all, we've got the tripod. Aren't you going to try putting the gem on the tripod?
I guess so.
Let's do it. Oh.
Nothing happened.
Yeah.
The gem fits perfectly, but what does that prove?
Just put it in my jacket.
Maybe the tripod has to be in a certain location.
There's nothing on the manuscript to indicate where, though, is there?
Oh, by the way, I had a visit from André Lobineau.
Oh, yeah. I hope you didn't mind me giving him your address.
Not at all. It was lovely to see him again. He was over the moon when I showed him the manuscript. It's not often he gets that excited. He made a sketch of the knight's crest to take back to the museum. I believe he's identified the family who bear that crest.
I sure hope so. What do you think the purpose of this tripod is?
On the manuscript, the gem is shown mounted on top of it.
So, we risked a criminal charge to steal a display stand?
Don't ask me. Maybe it's intended to hold the gem in a specific position.
I feel like we could have studied the tripod, got some measurements, and made our own tripod. Like, I feel like stealing it was unnecessary, if that's all it is, but whatever.
Let's take another look at the manuscript. That's the tripod we borrowed from the museum.
Uh-huh.
That's the gem that Pegram found in Lochmarn. There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has 3 hideous faces. There's a guy with a sword and a bull. Between them is a gem supported by a tripod.
All right.
I have to go.
Already? You only just arrived.
Time and tide wait for no man.
Okay, I'll see you later.
I don't know what I'm doing. But we're leaving. What are we doing? Where are we going? Where are we going now? Maybe we go back to that one place. I mean, that's a valid question. Oh! There's somebody here.
I had no desire to talk to the crowd. Hey, you with the balls.
Oui?
How did you learn to be a juggler?
Juggler? What is this juggler?
It's you. You juggle, that makes you a juggler.
No, I am a jongleur.
A jongler? What's that?
Mon Dieu. A jongleur is an artist, a master of the contragravitic aeroballetic mysteries. In centuries past, the courts of the crowned heads of Europe had the jongleurs, witty, erudite men to whom the monarchs turned in their hours of need.
Wait a minute, wait. Let me get this straight. Our enemies are at the borders, plague ravages the land, and the peasants are revolting. Thank God we've got Chuckles the Jongler to throw his balls around. I don't think so.
Yeah.
That juggling doesn't look so difficult.
Oh, it does not, does it not? Perhaps you feel you could do better, no?
I'll give it a try.
Be my guest.
I had no idea what I was doing. But this guy was obviously an idiot, so how difficult could it be? A lot more difficult than I thought. That's how difficult. Still, it was my big chance to be derided by complete strangers.
Man, George is kind of an ass. Why are so many adventure game protagonists
No, I
assholes?
guess not. What do you know about the Knights Templar?
Les Templiers? Ah, their last Grand Master, Jacques Dumoulin, was burnt on an island in the Seine in 1314.
Wow. You're pretty well educated for a juggler.
No, monsieur. I read it on that board over there.
Nah. Get wrecked.
Catch you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
I read it on the board over there.
Hello again, officer.
Hello again, monsieur.
What do you think of the juggler?
Ah, he is excellent, most watchable.
But he's blocking the thoroughfare and obstructing traffic.
So? He is amusing, the traffic isn't. If he wants to block it,
Who am I to say no?
You're a cop.
Ah, oui. So I am...
That's true.
Ah.
Rufus is pretty
well...
bad.
So, you're not gonna do anything about this guy?
No.
He probably doesn't even have a license.
Ah, a license. This I had not considered.
So, what are you gonna do?
The instant I return to the station, I shall check.
Return to the station? Why not just ask him?
And spoil his concentration? What kind of a barbarian do you take me for?
What about the runaway guy? He was kind of he was a super creep.
Ah, you are a clown.
Do I look like a clown?
No, although you juggle like one. Now, if I'd known you were a clown, it would have been amusing, and not a humiliation for you.
What do you mean?
Who ever heard of a plainclothes clown?
He had a point. So you're saying that if I juggle badly with a red nose, I'd be the king of comedy. But if I juggle badly without it...
You look like a pathetic loon. Oui, monsieur. You have it.
Okay.
I'll see you around.
Oui, monsieur. I'll be there.
I had no desire to talk to the crowd. I couldn't open it with my bare hands.
Let's try to open it now. What's gonna happen?
Hey, you! What do you think you are doing? Leave that cover alone, now.
Sorry, no harm intended.
You stay away from that.
Why don't you go stop sitting here and watching clowns and go do stuff, you jerk? Go back in here.
I didn't have time to sit around.
Let's see if we can do anything this time. Over here. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I'm confused. No, I don't think we can do anything in here. I don't think I have the patience to learn to juggle. I just don't. I don't think I want to learn it. I don't think I want to learn it enough to learn. Like, I've tried, and maybe I just don't have the consistency that I need to juggle. I don't know. Can anyone learn to juggle or not?
Hi again.
Oui? What is it this time?
What if I click this?
Look, a red nose.
Oh, you say, whoop-de-doo.
I'd like to have another try at juggling, please.
You have gone on a crash course, perhaps?
No, I just had an insight into presentation.
Huh?
Oh.
Allow me to demonstrate. The balls, please.
If you insist on completing your humiliation, monsieur.
Okay, now for my secret weapon. The juggler was speechless with rage. You could have mistaken him for a mime. And without a word, he collected his balls and left in a fury. Hey! You forgot one of your balls! Hey! But he didn't hear. Better still, deprived of his entertainment, the gendarme decided maybe he ought to do some policing for a change.
Okay, I guess.
I had no desire to talk to the crowd.
Can I take his drink?
There was no need to take the wine glass. It was the glass the gendarme had left behind.
Okay. Can I open the sewer? Alright, let's go. Let's go. Let's get stinky. Let's get all stinky. Stinky. What is that? Ooh, there's stuff down here. Let's save. As getting stinky in the sewer again. Oh no, we won't put the again part. It's a poop floating boat. It looks like a boat.
A weird little boat lay tied up. I guess they used it to get maintenance crews around. Either that or the Phantom of the Opera was somewhere near. There were 3 arches, each with an inscription. There were 3 arches. The hook was held rigidly by the tightly wound chain. The wall had flaked, and anything once written on it had long since gone.
I don't think we need to move the boat. There we go. We need to use this probably on a thing. Is my guess. But which thing? Or not. No, maybe not.
The wall had flaked, and anything once written on it had long since gone. The inscription was hard to read.
You've gotta
but I
watch
made
Mystery
out
of the Druids.
Templier, and something about
Mystery of the
innocence.
Druids is the game, is the gold standard of bad.
Close up,
in my mind,
I could see a faded inscription. My medieval French isn't much, but the few words I understood seemed to say, "This is where the gallows used to stand." Maybe.
Maybe.
Okay, it's long jump time.
Uh-oh. Got a bad
Here
feeling
goes.
about this.
Do I look crazy or something?
Okay, he's fine. He's fine. Where do I attach this to?
It was a simple but elegant... No way.
No way. No way. All right.
On the boat was a winching machine. On the boat was a winching machine.
What do I need to winch? What do I need to winch?
Hey, that's hollow. It was time for some brutal destruction.
Hey, we just destroyed
Close
something.
up, I could see the plaster was thinner where I'd broken through, and behind it were some cogs and a lever.
All right. Nope.
Here goes. Hey, cool. Inside the hole, I could see one of the cogs had come loose and jammed the mechanism solid.
All right, now we use this? No, now we use this? Now is it time to use our winch? Yes, now it's time to use the thing. All right. There we go. Take that door thing. Get wrecked. Get wrecked, you stupid door.
I am smart.
Whoa.
I am smart. S-M-R-T. I mean S-M-A-R-R-T.
Can you imagine something like this actually existing? Like, just look at this. OSHA would have a field day. Let's see if we can fall off the edge. I want to see if we can fall off the edge. Save as another secret place. See if we can fall off the edge. I seem to not be able to fall off the edge. Oh man, if this is a Syria game, can you imagine navigating these stairs? Oh, that would be such a nightmare.
I could hear voices from the lit area.
Oh yeah? Well, keep going.
This was it. The conspiracy was revealed. Okay, nobody move. I'm making a citizen's arrest. At last, I had them. I could see the fear in their eyes as their little scheme came to pieces. You're all going away for a very long time. And you can just drop those guns. You're impressing nobody.
We died. I mean, I expected to die. But, hey. Yeah, that was a death scene.
I could hear voices from the lit area. At the bottom of the steps, I could see a glow. It seemed a good moment to be cautious.
Air thing. No. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I need to do? Put on the nose. Oh, throw the ball. Throw the ball down there.
I could hear voices from the lit area.
Can I throw the ball? Can I throw the ball down there, or will that not work? Eh? What's this? Oh, maybe I can look. Maybe it's a hole. Maybe I can look. I can't.
In the beginning was the end. An end wrought by our enemies began our darkness. In the end will be a beginning. An end to our enemies heralds our new day.
Report. The military establishments are in flux. The end of the Cold War has left them with no clear goal and as obvious targets for budgetary cuts. We have successfully promoted a sense of betrayal in the upper echelons. They feel that the politicians have cast them adrift. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
Good. Mademoiselle?
Governments are giving the corporations more respect than their own citizens. A groundswell of dissatisfaction and dissidence is growing. The corporations are becoming too large and complex for their own executives to control them. A blind belief in market forces is accelerating this trend the world over. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
The global population's belief in those that govern it has never been lower. We have inculcated a sense of immediacy and action over forethought and planning in all the major governments. They are acting on hasty decisions that cannot be completed or revoked without appearing foolish. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
Excellent. The tired old governments are dying a slow death from their own incompetence and our machinations. The millennium is almost upon us, and everything is in place for the rise of our new order. Almost. Professor, where is the broken sword?
As we discussed last time, with the loss of the manuscript, our search is as a corollary hindered.
And as discussed last time, you have been furnished with a dramatically increased budget. What have you been doing with our money, Professor?
We are working on the principle that the Templars, that is to say, our predecessors,
Hold on. These are the Templars?
must have left a trail when they were hiding the clues to the sword of Baphomet's location. I have a small army of historians and archaeologists ferreting out that trail.
I trust these historians and archaeologists are more trustworthy than your friend Pegram.
Pegram was loyal. He tried to protect the Lochmarn gem when the Hashashin came near.
And failed. And don't call that Syrian maniac the Hashashin. He's an assassin. Plain and simple.
That's not what he believes. He actually thinks.
Silence! Do I have
Silence!
to remind you that we have a sacred duty?
Duty.
A trust? When Philippe attempted to destroy the Order, we lost the sword and our power with it. Now we have the opportunity to reforge it. But time is short. We need results, not petty bickering, not excuses. Now, Professor Baphomet.
Yes, of course, my apologies. We will find Baphomet and the sword, manuscript or no. We have already found another element actually within Paris.
Excellent. What is it?
Well, we're not exactly sure at present. Ha! But I have my best people working on it. You would do well not to criticize others, Eklund. At least I have not murdered one of our own.
Of course. That guy was the bogus doctor in the hospital.
Yeah.
Marquet was a liability. Eklund dealt with him on my orders.
I beg your pardon, Grandmaster. I did not mean to.
Have you any good news for us, Professor?
We already know 3 of the elements. We know that Klausner had obtained the lens before he vanished.
Where was he?
Syria. We know that he arrived, but...
We need the lens.
The assassin.
I fear so. It's a shame. Klausner was a good operative.
We need the lens. Now what? Now what? Do we go down there now?
This will be our last meeting in person.
Objection!
Until we locate the Sword of Baphomet.
Yeah.
I hope that I don't need to emphasize the importance of finding it. Without it, our endeavors come to nothing. With the sword reforged, we will have the power to sweep the stage of all opposition. The new millennium will belong to us. The next time that we meet, it will be to become the princess of this world!
Look at them all fitting in that tiny boat. They're all fitting in a tiny boat. That's hilarious. Let's go downstairs now. They're gone. They all packed in the tiny boat and left. What's this? Let's look at it.
On the circle's circumference were the Templar seal and 2 Latin phrases. Non omnis moriar and clarior e tenebris. I shall not die completely, the brighter from the darkness.
Can we put the tripod on it? Aha! Tripod. Gem. Ooh.
The light, falling from above, struck the gem and scattered in 5 neat rays, and each ray picked out a letter. Starting from the seal, I could read M-A-R-I-B. Marib. Now all I had to do was figure out what the heck that meant.
Marib! Back at Nico's apartment. Nice.
Nico, I've seen them.
Who?
The Templars. I spied on their meeting in the catacombs.
And you saw the Knights Templar?
I saw a bunch of guys masquerading as Templars.
I'm on the couch.
They're after something called the Sword of Baphomet. The bogus doctor was there, the guy who killed Marquet. The manuscript is the key, just as we thought. It shows the way to the broken sword, whatever that is.
And how does the assassin fit into all this?
He's out to stop them. These Neo-Templars, they're men and women in influential positions. Don't you see? Plantar was one of them. The assassin killed him for the manuscript, to stop them finding the sword.
But now we have got the manuscript.
Yes.
So, how do they hope to find the sword?
I don't know. They said something about a lens and a guy called Klausner who's gone to Syria. But they didn't seem to realize the significance of the very site of their meeting. You see, after they'd gone, I discovered a stone pedestal and a carved inscription. I set up the gem on the tripod, directly below a beam of light.
The gem split the beam and lit the letters M-A-R-I-B.
Marib is a village in Syria.
Then the Neo-Templars are ahead of us. Klausner beat me to it.
You're not thinking of going there yourself, are you?
Why not?
These guys are crazy and dangerous. That reminds me, you should leave the gem here.
Okay, what about the tripod?
I'll send it back to Andre, anonymously.
Okay.
Would you like this juggling ball?
Have you been drinking, Georges?
No, why?
Because you're talking crap.
Talking crap, okay.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
Hey, now I'm getting off the couch. He didn't put his shoes on the couch. Even I don't do that.
There's a guy with a sword and a bull. Between them is a gem supported by a tripod. There's a guy working on a loom. The Knight Scroll bears a phrase in Latin. Through my teachings, you will be enlightened.
Alright. Doesn't seem useful to me.
Do you think I should go to Marib?
Syria is a long way, Georges.
That was not an answer.